Good afternoon, everybody. It's Mr. Zen over here bringing you guys a brand new One Punch Man chapter discussion. And for today's segment, guys, we're going to be talking about is chapter 82. Oh, yes, folks. Garou himself was actually on the brink of passing out, folks, as he was actually facing off against so multiple enemies from the previous chapter that this chapter finally concluded the fight between Garou versus, let's start from the list. Shooter, Glasses, Gun, Stinger, Death Gatling. We got Smile Man. You got I believe it was the Angry Wildhorn, and I believe there was just about one more if I remember correctly. Let's see. And Chain and Toad. There you go, folks. We had just about 8 people. My freaking god. And Garou defeated every single one of them, folks. Oh my freaking god. It was just like, to me, it looked like a stroke of luck, to be honest. But at the same time, it kind of made sense as to why Garou actually defeated him. More so on the fact that he was using their simultaneous attacks against each other, because he started off with... Because remember, think about this. When every time Garou was being attacked, it followed a certain pattern, and Garou was actually able to witness it. So once he messed up the momentum out of everybody, that was it, folks. That was it. Garou took control. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I personally felt that I was on adrenaline when I was reading this chapter, because of the fact that you see just how difficult it was for Garou to actually thin the numbers down through every single panel. You see that Garou is definitely struggling. He was struggling to a point that he had to actually bring the fight to them, because if you guys think about it, he was constantly running away. But then it's something that happened in his little flashback they kind of show, which kind of was very resembled back in the actual webcomic itself, with one where he drew, where it showed how Garou himself was always fascinated by the actual villains themselves. And it's very interesting to see that actually that pumped him up in order to for him to actually able to defeat his actual opponents in here. And it's very interesting because if you think about it, justice is very it's a very difficult subject to talk about, because of the fact that, you know, there's always two sides to the same story. And to me, the way that Garou was actually emphasizing the fact that, you know, the way that the kids in the chapter were actually referencing was like, oh, you know, the heroes themselves were really cool. The way they kind of came in and saved the day, technically, because of the fact that I believe the villain that was like some crab monster of some sorts was actually trying to protest and, you know, saving the environment and everything. But that's what Garou was actually noticing, was like, well, you know, wait a minute, you know, this guy is actually doing something good, but yet he's being attacked for defending his own opinion, which I thought was a very interesting topic to actually bring about that in this specific chapter, because of the fact that Death Gatling and Garou actually both had that kind of actually mentality going on, as Garou himself doesn't really live by that system of the hero rank. He sees that as an actual hindrance towards the heroes, because they're ranking themselves amongst each other, versus the S rank class, where they don't really rank themselves. They see themselves already the top dogs. You know, they see themselves that these strong opponents, that they are overwhelmingly powerful with spirit, charisma, strength. You know, they got everything, but yet, you know, the Death Gatling kind of sees them as like, oh no, these guys are just these heroes because they got promoted to S. No, it's because of the fact, you know, they don't live by the system. They do what they want to do, and that's why they're so strong, because of the fact that there is no system to control them with. The only reason they were granted the S rank system was because of the fact that, you know, it's just that their determination is just that strong that you know, that no one can really control them. That's the way I kind of see it, in my opinion. And I think that's the way that kind of Garou was kind of emphasizing in the fight against Death Gatling versus Garou, which, by the way, that fight was very, very juicy, folks. We see Garou doing his smashing, rolling rock fists, going at it, folks. Holy cow, Death Gatling's actual, you know, like turret that he has on his hand. Oh my freaking god, man. I personally thought that Garou was not going to be able to defend, or at least he was going to get handicapped. But no, like, Jesus H. Christ, you know, you just see Garou defend the shed, just battered behind him, just like enough to like he actually blocked it. Like, the artwork for this actual chapter was that amazing, because of the fact that the way that freaking Yusuke Murata actually draws, was very wonderful. I can't wait to see this actually animated, because you could tell the way that he was actually focusing on the way Garou was defending the shed, the way that the light and actual shadow was going about it. You kind of see that Garou was that little shining beacon of hope, and everything else is just clouded and destruction just all around. Like that's the way I kind of see it. It was very intense, folks. Oh my god, I can't wait. But like I said, the dialogue between Death Gatling and Garou is one worth mentioning, because of the fact, like I said, you could kind of see that Garou just doesn't live by that system as well. These heroes, I don't know why they would be working within that system. They should actually be doing their own thing and live by their own code of justice, instead of living to that actual ranking system, so-called Death Gatling wants to do it with. And it's very interesting too at the same time, because of the fact that these, if they brought an S class, they would have technically won against Garou himself. But because they put their pride on the line, they technically lost, because they weren't necessarily strong enough. It's just the fact that they need somebody that was on another level, or at least the level of Garou. I mean, for Pete's sakes, Garou actually took down Metal Bat, or not taking out, but at least he was on par with Metal Bat, for Pete's sake. I mean, even Garou actually stated in the chapter 2, like, if you guys brought an S class, I technically would have lost. You guys would have actually won. And I mean, for Pete's sakes, you guys got to remember, Garou is actually still incapacitated. He's still resting from his fight with Watchdog Man. It's like he still is tired. He got taken down by Saitama as well. Like, he's just getting battered every single time, and yet these heroes didn't think of a good plan. It's very hilarious. Very hilarious, but very awesome. But the last topic that I do want to mention, folks, is the fact that we finally get to see another S-class hero that pops in to actually try to attack freaking Garou, folks. Which is very intense. I'm not going to lie to you. Very freaking intense. And guess what, guys? It's freaking Genos. Genos, folks. Genos is going to come in here and fight Garou. Holy cow. I am personally thinking, like, I am like lost for words. When I read that in the chapter, I was literally just, my mouth just dropped. I was thinking, like, what is gonna happen? Whoa. Like, think about it. Garou already he's already on his last leg. He has poison running through his veins. His arms aren't really that as they're not in the tip-top shape as they actually should be. So you're kind of wondering, like, holy cow, Genos is gonna capture Garou. He really technically is, if you think about it. I mean, for Pete's sakes, even Glasses is thanks to him that he was actually able to call, Genos, but still. And by the way, Glasses was a very prominent character in this actual little specific fight. You could tell this guy tried his best. B-class hero or not, he did try his best. All these heroes, they did try their best, but still, regardless, they got taken down by the monster hunter himself. But yeah, like I said, back to Genos. Genos, folks, oh my god. I'm thinking that he will take down Garou, and he's gonna get captured. Not because of the fact that it's because he's weak. It's more so the fact that that way Garou will probably go to the Hero Association, and something will happen that a kid is actually taken, and that will actually maybe lead to Garou actually going to the Monster Association. Because you gotta remember, it all has to connect Garou going to the Monster Association. So that's what I'm kind of thinking. That's how Yusuke Murata is actually gonna go with, or maybe one is actually gonna go with that kind of plan. I'm trying to remember how I did it with the webcomics. It's been a while. But I know Garou definitely does go to the Monster Association. So maybe this is leading to that specific plot line for Garou himself. I mean, for Pete's sakes, Garou is still human at the end of the day, guys. He needs to rest. He needs to actually recuperate all his wounds, for Pete's sakes. And honestly, that in itself is very interesting. I can't wait to see what Genos is going to offer to freaking Garou. Or at least not offer, at least that, like, we're going to see a fist fight. At least we're going to be able to see that, because I mean, I know Garou himself is not going to be killed. We know that for sure. We know that definitely for sure. But let me know down in the comments below, guys, as to what are you guys' thoughts on chapter 82, because personally I freaking loved it. The adrenaline, the action sequences, the freaking fight with Death Gatling versus Garou, that still to this day, like, I can't wait to see that anime. I after reading that chapter, folks, oh my god, just seeing Garou just like take down the barrage of bullets, man, that little scene was intense, folks. That was intense. But like I said, let me know down in the comments. And what are you guys' thoughts on Genos actually taking Garou into the Hero Association, or at least locking him up in order for him to actually build up? What are you guys' thoughts on that? And as always, guys, if you guys enjoy my content, don't forget to give a like, comment, share, and subscribe for more One Punch Man chapter discussions. And as always, guys, hope to see you guys again in the next video. But peace out, folks.